元気いいな、ソウルくんは。何かいいことでもあったのかい？
Is that it? You satisfied?
Look at that frost. There's literally nothing better than an ice cold Red Bull. To start a video, welcome to my top 3 anime of summer 2019. To be honest, there haven't been too many standouts in 2019 so far. Eventually gave up on Shield Hero and SAO, though I'll probably keep watching one of these days. But The Promised Neverland, Dororo, and Mob Psycho 2, clear winners of the winter 2019 season. I enjoyed every single one of those. If you haven't yet, you certainly need to be watching them. As far as seasonals go, guys, nothing really I had cared about in spring. Except I still need to watch Carol and Tuesday and obviously the new Monogatari season. But today, we're talking about summer-only anime, and while only one of these shows is one that I'm gonna remember years from now, before I give you my top 3, there were a few that piqued my interest, like Do You Love Your Mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks. So I started reading this light novel because with a title like this, everyone's reading it. So I started reading the light novel, and I gotta tell you, it was definitely lacking for me. I got it not because of the title, but because I love Ida Pochi, one of my favorite artists. Artwork is absolutely stunning, gorgeous. That's why I picked up the light novel. Come on, look at that. I figured the anime might be better because a lot of this is fan service, and it's got to come through better if it's animated, right? Because the ridiculousness in this series just needs to be animated for it to be enjoyable. But the story fell flat for me. I didn't make it very far. I got maybe like halfway through this or something like that. And if you do at least want to try out the light novel for yourself, maybe you can tell me if it gets better. You can pick up all of the volumes on global.bookwalker.jp, and if you use my code SOULANY, you'll get $5 off any of the manga or the light novels on the site. So yeah, you guys check this out, check out the anime. Tell me if it gets better, tell me if I should keep reading or watching. The title is obviously makes for an interesting isekai, and isekai are just getting more and more ridiculous. Another one you got this season, Vinland Saga, seemed to be one that appealed to a lot of people. People were hype about, but I didn't feel like it would be something that would appeal to me. So you guys let me know if you're enjoying that one. You might give Arifureta a try. I highly am doubting that it's gonna be worth it, but you guys can let me know in the comments if you think so. And then you got the Dumbbell anime, the Magical Senpai anime, both of which seem very, very gimmicky, nothing groundbreaking. So, yeah, you guys let me know if you're watching any of those or what else you're watching this season. But let's talk about the top 3 that I think you should be watching this season for sure. Coming in at number 1, which you can watch every single Friday free in HD on crunchyroll.com/soul. Obviously, if you saw my last video, we're talking Fire Force, the number 1 spot, and I want you guys to check out my full video on Atsushi Yokubo, here, the creator of both Soul Eater and Fire Force, because this is one that I will remember for years and years to come. Seriously, this anime just feels like I get to re-watch Soul Eater for the first time all over again. And it's so exciting, man. I love it. So as the story goes, Tokyo is in a state of utter havoc. Unexplained, spontaneous human combustion causes seemingly random people to be devoured in living infernos called infernals in the anime, which these special fire brigade forces contain and dissipate. Some of the people in these brigades have pyrokinesis, which in different generations mark different abilities. Our MC Shinra is a 3rd generation pyrokinetic who whips through the air via flames triggered around his feet. Shinra has seemingly been alone for quite some time as the series begins, as his childhood memories either show the audience black and white, wicked minimalistic scenes of his family's death in an accidental fire, or warm and colorful memories of his mother. And this contrast in his memories really shows how the color had evaporated from Shinra's world after his family's death, like kind of before the series began, and that gives us a starting point. but he finally finds his home with this new fire brigade of quirky do-gooders. So far, seemingly Shinra aims to find out exactly what happened when he was a child, since the other Tokyo fire brigades and pyrokinetics seem to be hiding something from him and hiding explanations about human combustion and infernals. So I'm just very excited to find out what happens next, since I don't read the manga. I will eventually, I just didn't want to spoil the anime. And if you guys read it too, you can pick up every single volume again at global.bookwalker.jp, and if you use my code SOULANY, you'll get $5 off any of those volumes that you want on the site. Again, I'll leave all those links in the description. I guarantee the manga is amazing because it's by Atsushi Okubo. I mean, every time I've walked into a manga shop in Japan, like the last few years or since it's been out, I mean, you see it at the front of every manga store. So I mean, I know the manga is going to be amazing. And as I also spoke about in my last video, the animation in this series is pure beauty. Like, if you want to watch the series, crunchyroll.com/soul, go watch it. So many amazing cuts by animators who have been leaving the legendary Japanese studio Shaft to join Studio David Production, and I went really into detail in my Fire Force video about that, and that's the reason you'll see fire sequences come to life and character movement flow so fluidly in this anime. Maki, definitely one of my favorite characters so far, a beautiful badass. Arthur, 100% a character only Atsushi Okubo would write. Seriously dumb as a brick, and it's absolutely hilarious. I'm super excited to see these characters continue to develop. I'm sure I'll have more favorites as the series goes on, knowing Okubo, but already since last week, I'm really enjoying how psychotic Princess Hibana was, and now that she possibly likes the main character, and just everything that happened last week, absolutely amazing episode. And it was a tearjerker too, man, that was crazy. And I'm already hearing that she's everyone's waifu. So I cannot wait for more Princess Hibana. I can't wait for more episodes. New episode every week. Seriously, if you're not on Fire Force already, let me turn you on to it. Every Friday, crunchyroll.com/soul. Go watch it free in HD right now. Coming in at number 2, which you should also be watching on crunchyroll.com/soul, the series that just got picked up by Toonami, Dr. Stone. Now, Dr. Stone is becoming an essential shonen that I think kids will enjoy more than anyone else. Nothing in the series is groundbreaking or really awe-inducing. It's just a shonen with an interesting story. The animation is not bad, but at the same time, not an aesthetic that I'm crazy about. It's very jokey animation, lots of cuts to very cartoony, overly dramatic actions with its kind of, you know, brief, serious moments. And basically, this story that's 100% carrying the series is what's keeping me interested, and it revolves around Senku Ishigami. So after civilization is unexplainably petrified and covered in stone for 3,700 years, our main character, who is a genius, first awakens from his slumber and begins to experiment on how to save the rest of humanity. Next up is his blockhead best friend Taiju and the girl Taiju has a crush on, Yuzuriha. Then next up is another student from their high school who quickly becomes the antagonist, who is unexplainably one of the best fighters in the world and doesn't want to save any adults, and he's in high school. I never understand why all of these anime characters have to be in high school when it makes absolutely no sense. Well, this extreme high school fighter Tsukasa is pitted against our three heroes, and seemingly the race for either ruling the world with an iron fist or rebuilding it with scientific knowledge begins. Constant outbursts from the idiot Taiju, flashbacks to Senku's passion for science when he was a kid, and cuts to explain the science behind Senku's intentions keep the story rolling. Really, it's just interesting to find out what's going to happen next in the series, because it's a pretty unique story, hasn't really been touched on before, but the animation doesn't stand out as much, and it's not polished as something comparable in the genre right now like Boku no Hero is, at least I think so. And I mean, I think it's worth watching if you're keeping up with seasonals, but, you know, other than that, nothing too crazy, nothing fantastical. It's just, you know, a series that if you're watching seasonals, you're probably going to be watching this one. And coming in at number 3, we got DanMachi, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon Season 2. Something I was honestly looking forward to after Warner Brothers invited me to a private screening of the 2019 DanMachi movie in Japan earlier this year. Another one you can watch on crunchyroll.com/soul as well, or read ahead if you want to pick up the volumes on global.bookwalker.jp. And again, I know I've said it enough times, but if you use my code SOULANY, you can get them super cheap. If you've seen it before, really this season is nothing new. Our classic viral blue string sensation is back, pouting about how dumb our naive main character Bell Cranium is. That's right, our Kami-sama Breastia carrying the series, and the uninteresting character known as Bell Crannel on her back yet again. And as uninteresting as Belle can sometimes be, there is more to this family of misfits than meets the eye. And while some characters bore the hell out of me with their side stories, Lily, I'm excited to see new characters and where their stories are leading to. I want to keep watching the series to find out what happens with Mikoto this season, especially after that last episode I saw. At least I don't think there's a new one out yet that I missed with her story, but maybe there is. And overall, Freya has been the most interesting character that's hiding in the dark, that's keeping me watching and waiting all this time. Have to find out what happens with her. Now, I usually don't include long-running series in these, not to say that I really think DanMachi will go very far, but honestly the second season has been lacking for me, I guess. And I guess as I get older, these seasonals get more and more mundane for me. What I've been really excited about recently is I watched Gunbuster and Diebuster that I did a video on, you should check out. Space Dandy I finished recently and I just fell in love with. I know a lot of you have probably already seen it, but I just got into it. So good. Trigun is one that I'm starting and I know has a certain level of popularity outside of Japan. And I've also just started Panty and Stocking, one of the legendary series that is supposed to have a dub that's better than sub. I watched a few minutes of it subbed and then I watched a few minutes of it dubbed. Oh my god, the dub Panty and Stocking, absolutely hilarious, man. You have to check out that series. I already got the Blu-ray Panty and Stocking box set, limited edition from Japan, on the way to me. I can't wait to finish that series. Honestly, I want to catch up on some legendary oldies that I've missed rather than waste my time on some of these seasonals, but at least we got a couple standouts this season that I think you should definitely check out, namely Fire Force. If you watch nothing else, just go watch Fire Force this season. But let me know your favorites from the season in the comments. I'm really curious as to what everyone else is watching this season, and if you made it this far in the video, go follow me on Twitter, subscribe, press the bell, join our Discord, do something, come over to my house, let's play Super Smash Brothers, and order pizza. Okay, bye.
Hello everyone, I'm Scott, president of Domino's Pizza. Have you heard of Hatsune Miku?